Today we're going to be making a video to demonstrate how to create a scan to folder address book entry on Sharp. Model we're going to be working on is going to be an MX6240. Model number is not specific to today's video. Basically the process is going to be the same for most of the models that you guys have out there. What you will need to know is you will need to know your copier's IP address. Once the machine is on your network, once you have the IP address, what you can do is just open up a web browser like I have opened. Web browser type doesn't really matter. It could be Chrome, Firefox, Safari, whatever you guys are using. Basically what you're going to do is once you have the web browser open, just type in the copier's IP address, no www or HTTP necessary. So again, 192, I'll just show you an example of mine. You can see mine's already listed. I can go ahead and just click enter, and then this should take me to the top page of the web machine, top web page of our copier. Once we have our web page opened up, we can see we have address book on the left side. Before we get into the address book entry, we will need to get our computer ready to be able to receive scans. So we will have to create a folder, share it on the network, set the security permissions, and then we can go ahead and create our address book entry. So to create the folder, what we're going to do is we're going to come down to the start menu. We're going to come to this PC, my computer, or computer, depending upon what operating system. Basically, you just want to open up the computer, and then you want to be able to browse to your local disk C drive. Once you have your local disk C drive selected, go ahead and double click it, and we want to make sure that it's opened up. Once it's opened up, what we're going to do is we're going to right click in an empty area, and we're going to select new, and we're going to select folder. Now this is going to be our destination folder that's going to receive our scans. Generally speaking, I like to keep it simple. The more you complicate the folder name, it can be difficult to get scanning going and will require extra troubleshooting. So again, best practice just to keep it as simple as possible. I'm going to go ahead and name my folder scans. Once I have my folder named, what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on my folder, and then I'm going to go to the properties. We're going to need to verify two things on the folder that we just created. We're going to need to verify the sharing, and we're going to need to verify the security. So I'm going to come over to the sharing tab first. I'm going to come down to this button that says share. And then in this area, what I'm going to do is I'm going to type the word everyone. After I type everyone, I'm going to go ahead and click add. And I'm going to make one change to this everyone group's permission level. So once everyone is listed in here, I'm going to come down here to where it says read, click this arrow, and I'm going to go ahead and change this to read write. And once that's all changed up, I'm going to go ahead and click share. You can see my folder is now shared, and I'm going to click done. After I've done all that, I want to do one other thing. I want to go ahead and just verify the security settings. So one more time, back into the properties, right click, go to properties, and let's go over to the security tab. And I want to verify just my everyone group is shown up. You can see everyone group is listed, and it has all my appropriate checkboxes. Go ahead and click close. And basically that's it for creating the folder. The computer is basically ready to receive scans now, so we can go ahead and close this window here. On here we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit address book, and then we're going to click on add. You can see what we have loaded up here is we have a couple of tabs going across the middle of the page. We have email, FTP, desktop, and network folder. What we want to do is we want to make sure that the network folder tab is brought to the front. So basically click on that. We're going to come back to the top. We're going to go ahead for the search number. We're going to go ahead and leave that blank and just let the machine assign a number to it. It should be fine. The address name, which is required, this is going to be the name that's going to appear in the control panel. This can be a friendly name, or it can be, a full name, whatever you guys want. For today's video, again, I'm just going to name it test. The initial, you can put an initial in here, any of the initials that are in the name, it's fine. Generally speaking, I just leave it blank. Category, we're going to leave the category defaulted. And then what we're going to do is we're going to check this box. This box, it says register this address to be added to the frequent use index. Make sure you check this. This is a real nice little thing. Adds the address book entry to the very first page of your address book. Then we're ready to go down here. Now again, if you have not chosen network folder, go ahead and just make sure that you've selected the network folder, and it's all the way at the front. So under network folder path, what we're going to do is we're going to have to start to add in some information. Now, for the network folder path, for the Sharp machines, the network folder paths are always going to start with a set of double backslashes. So do type in the double backslash. After that, what you're going to need to enter is you're going to need to enter either your IP address of your computer or your computer's host name. Pretty simple to find either one of those. Generally speaking, I do like to stick to the host name. Host name seems to work the best, but if you configure your address book entry and host name does not work, you can go ahead and change it out to the IP. So basically under here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to want to put in my computer's host name. To find my computer's host name, I'm going to go to Start. Right click on Computer, My Computer, or This PC, and go down to Properties. And then if I look on this screen, it's going to show me my computer name. This is my computer's host name right here. Once I know my computer's host name, I'm going to go ahead and in here I'm going to go ahead and type my computer's host name. And then I'm going to go ahead and give it another backslash. After the second backslash you give it, what you can then do is type in the name of the folder that you created. Again, the folder that I created was called scans, so I'm going to go ahead and type that in. That's essentially it for the file path. If your folder that you created is in a parent folder, you will have to start with the parent folder names and then proceed with backslashes and then the rest of the file path. After that, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to type in the login information to the computer that we are scanning to. And again, this login information is specific to the computer that we are scanning to. So it would be the computer that we are working on. So since I'm a member of a domain, I have to enter my domain credentials. And then before I type my password, I'm going to have to type change password. I got a little typo right there. Hold on. Okay, so before I type in the password, check the box that says change password. Go ahead and type in your password. And then what we're going to do is at the very, very bottom, what we're going to do over here is we're going to check this box that says set as default used. This is essentially it. Once all this information is entered, you can go ahead and click submit and register next, or just submit. Now, one thing to pay attention to before is the default for the scan address book entries are TIFF. If you need it to come over as a PDF by default, you can. But just because you change the default of the scan address book entry, the user will still be able to change the file type at the time when they are scanning. So even if you do forget and leave this on TIFF, when the user walks up to the machine, they will still be able to change it to a PDF or whatever file type they are trying to do. So once you're happy with all the information, we can go ahead and click submit, and if you have more to register, click submit and register next. Otherwise, click submit and you are good to go.